Welcome in, everybody. We got a freaking hype train off where we were in the starting screen. Thank you to Ellipticus and Country Boy coming in. Ellipticus coming in for 8 months. Country Boy coming in for 4 months. Look at that. Look at that. All right, here we go.
Country Boy in the house.
Welcome to episode number 25 of the Intelligent Aces podcast. I am your host, Tired Ace Chase, the Tired Ace of Intelligent Aces.
And I am Ellipticus of Space News Network. It's good to be here today on this amazing Thursday.
It's great to be here. Great to be here. I am wore the fuck out. I'm a bit sunburned. I got the mowing business started, and I've spent I spent like 4 hours on the yard last night, and then another 2.5 today. Out in the beating, terrible sun, and I touched grass. I literally touched the grass. All of it. I touched all the grass.
All the grass.
All the grass.
All the grasses. I haven't done shit. I have no news.
You have no news? I have lots of news. I have lots of news.
Well, I mean, there's news, just not from my neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah, nothing. Well, yeah. Yeah, we had lots of news. We got lots of news. I posted something in Star Wars. I wanted to bring that up first. So the Acolyte is released or is releasing, and the reviews are out. I don't care about Star Wars, but I thought this was pretty funny because it's real dumb. Gotta move this thing over so I can see what I'm doing.
What's up, Country Boy?
Yeah, Country Boy coming in. Ender. So one of the clips in the new Acolyte shows this beautiful and brave woman here putting out a fire on her spaceship in space. Because fire burns in space, apparently.
Well, the sun. The sun's fire.
And that's all I wanted to show. That's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. That is like Sci-Fi Channel level fucking bad CGI fucking bad sci-fi shit right there. That is like,
I missed the Sci-Fi Channel.
The Sci-Fi Channel was great. At least their campiness, and they fucking knew it. They were. These are actually trying to be like a serious fucking.
Like anytime they had anything good, they would cancel it right when things got good in the series.
Well, yeah, series I'm talking about. I'm talking about like Sharktopus versus Tornado Gator or whatever the fuck. I'm talking about those movies, man.
Sharktopus versus Tornado Gator.
I don't know if they ever made a Tornado Gator,
nah,
but goddamn
somebody write that down.
They need to make a Tornado Gator stat.
That's fucking brilliant. Sharktopus tonight.
No, there was like Sharktopus versus like it was like leopard orca or something. It was like the craziest fucking stupid shit. It was like leopard orca or wolf whale or some bullshit. I don't remember. Or something. It's like fucking insane.
One night only on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's Gator Nader versus Sharktopus. Get your tickets now. One night only.
Gator Nader though. I like that. Tornado Gator. Tornado Gator.
Tornado Gator.
Oh. I'm a bit sore. I tried to start working out this week too at the same time as I was kicking off this crap, so got some sore muscles, and I got a little sunburn on my face. All the bright lights on in my room. I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna wear my shades.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man. So stop sharing my book. Pop back off. I'll figure out the next thing to show you. So I got three stories that kind of tie into each other here.
All right.
Oh.
Story time.
Yes, I guess I agree to your cookie. Well, we got Nintendo shows more positive signs of growth with boosted employee count. So we got Nintendo actually hiring employees, which is good because we've had a lot of gaming layoffs this year. Sadly, this is probably in Japan. So, book six globally increased. So, I mean, increase the fiscal year was 400 employees. So they're doing okay for the what 4 to 6,000 employees that's been laid off this year in tech. They're doing their part, I guess. Nintendo reading the Nintendo shareholder meeting summary. There is some interest information in there. Nintendo currently has 7,724 employees and grew 400 plus employees over the last fiscal year. During that time, other developers are laying off. Nintendo has grown substantially. This is from. I've been meaning to do this. We need to cite our sources, and let me know if anything's going on in chat, Eli, because I can't keep my chat windows up at the same time as I
Okay.
have everything else. So just let me know if somebody pops in and hollers at me, and I'll jump into.
Yeah, it looks like this is from NintendoLife.com.
Yeah, NintendoLife.com, citing NintendoLife.com. So I thought that was I was like, oh, that's a positive thing. That's pretty cool. Then the next one was behavior to lay off up to 95 employees.
Well, the thing though about Nintendo and their growth though is it's good, but it's not expected. No one expects it to continue because it's they just surpassed 140 million sales worldwide of the Switch units. But after their last financial what was it?
Financial report, fiscal earnings call, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they announced that their latest financial report, they announced the successor to the Nintendo Switch. So people going out and buying a Switch right now are more likely to wait because they've already announced that there's a successor coming.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Switch has been out. Well, it was out before the PS5 was, and the PS5's already been out 5 years. So I would say they're probably at the end of this console's life. Honestly,
It's
honestly.
the eighth year on the market.
Yeah. So yeah, normally consoles lives are about 7 to 8 years. I think the last few have been pushed about around 10 or so. Well, when you think about the PS4 originally dropped in 2014,
Right.
and the PS5 came out in what 2020, 2021, something like that. So it's been out 3 or 4 years now. So you were looking at a 6, 7 year life cycle, and that's normally the thing. So yeah, so the Switch 2 is definitely incoming, just as normal patterns go.
They expect to sell 13.5 million units next year of the old Switch still.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, man. Here's the thing about Nintendo is that they're probably going to be roughly the same console. Like the Switch 2 is going to be beefier. It's going to have more memory. It's going to have more RAM. It's going to be like it's just an upgraded version of the Switch 2. I don't know if it'll be backwards compatible with Switch games, though. I wonder if they'll change the ports because they kind of did that with Wii and the Wii U, where I don't think you could play Wii games on the Wii U. You might have. I'm not a huge Nintendo buff. Like I had a Wii U, or I played a Wii U, and I had a Wii that somebody gave me, and then I bought a Switch. But I'm just not the biggest. The draws for Nintendo games, they're not. They don't really interest me that much. Like
Speaking about that, like port thing, I did read that you are going to be able to use the PlayStation VR, the new PlayStation
I've got
VR
that here.
2
I got
on
that.
PC.
I've got that article to pull up too, but I was going to finish this string of layoffs, hires, and layoffs. So we'll get through this.
Hires and layoffs.
So Nintendo's hired people. We got behavior to lay off up to 95 employees. This is from GamesIndustry.biz. The vast majority of the layoffs are to impact the firm's Montreal studio. What is behavior? Behavior Interactive will lay off up to 95 staff. 70 of them in its Montreal office. What does this studio? Dead by Daylight's development isn't impacted by these changes, so I guess what does behavior do? I don't know what this. I guess they're part of doing Dead by Daylight stuff, but I don't really know what else behavior does. Can you give me a Google on that?
They work on behavior.
Can you give me a Google on that, please? What else does behavior do? Acquired multimedia production firm Fly Studio last March for an undisclosed sum. I don't. What is? Can you give me a Google search, Eli?
They don't do shit.
All right, behavior doesn't do shit. Now they got a fucking bright screen over there. It just blew your face out on the stream. Okay, we got dead air. You didn't Google it. You're not gonna Google it. We're gonna move
Dead
on.
by Daylight.
That's it. That's all they do.
Yeah, that's all they do.
Okay, that's all they do. All right, moving on. I don't really care. What the fuck is this? Disable my ad blocker. Go fuck yourself. I'll just read the headline. Let's pop back over.
I'm not a ghost.
It said Bethesda was now hiring for Arcane Studios. So there's that. Arcane Studios just laid off people, and now they're hiring back. Now they're hiring more people. Weirdly, I don't know. It was going to be on this Tech for Gamers, but they don't want me to have my ad blocker on, so get fucked.
Get fucked, mister.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can just find that headline here. So much news, man. So much news. So that was the hiring and firing stuff. I wanted to touch on that. Lots of game news. We got Games Fest coming up. It's in the next day or so. That's this week, right? It's like, is it today? Is Game Fest today?
No idea. It's the 7th.
So it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Games Fest. So yeah, Games Fest coming up, which is tomorrow. Okay. There was some other announcement stuff. There's an Xbox showcase rumored to run for 2 hours. Cool, I guess. They're going to show off some of their studios that they purchased and on the backs of all the people they fired.
And like I heard on Jake Twitchin's stream, I think actually Xbox is going to bring their A game and anything.
I bet they bring their X
The
game.
last couple of times they've had any kind of announcements, they've been lackluster. They were just kind of building up momentum, and they didn't really announce anything. So, I think that after PlayStation's really weak showing at the State of Play,
I don't know if it was
prime
weak.
Opportunity
It wasn't good
for them to really show up and show out. And if they do that, I think they really have a moment to capture a lot of gamers. And depending on what their big move is with integration by using themselves more as a gaming platform, it depends on what this 2 hours entails. But I mean, it could be a big move for Xbox because we know that big moves are coming. So 2 hours is really a lot of time.
Yeah. Forgot to start. Why do I always forget to start my fucking? I should turn that down. Should do that. There's a way to do that. Should do that. Yeah. So sorry, I got sidetracked by my other shit here. What were we talking about? I just completely blanked. What the fuck were we going on?
Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So there's been a bunch of Xbox has been in the news several recently about layoffs and stuff, and after all the companies and studios they bought out. And now they're going to have an announcement for games, which is good. Let's see what they're actually coming out with, I guess. I'm not going to hold my breath. There was another podcast I watched earlier this week that they were talking about what the Xbox Games Pass makes compared to what they pay for the games that they put on it. So they estimated 34 million subscribers to Games Pass. And Games Pass has several different levels. Obviously, the higher tier ones are the ones.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's like.
Oh no, we covered that they were going to tier it, but I didn't know they already did it.
Well, there's a tier list. Games Pass technically has a tier list. You can pay like the cheap version that just lets you play games online. Doesn't actually allow you to like rent game, like download games or have access to that game later. So there's like a regular version and a gold. It's like $10, I think. I think it's like $10.
I pay $10. I download them.
Maybe it's $1 then. There's like $1 one, a $10 one, and like a $20 one or some shit like that. So there's like 3 different tiers, more or less, from what I was understanding. With 34 million, even if you averaged it out to everybody was paying $10, That's $340 million.
They get you with the free trial.
Right. Well, so they're making $340 million per year, which is just over, what was it? It was like just over 12 times 3, $3.7 billion a year. Is that right? Is that the math?
Sure.
12 times, so 300,
Sounds right to me.
340 million.
3.489264892.
340 million times
I will
12.
wait.
4.1 billion dollars a year, roughly, is what they make off of Games Pass. And they're spending that much money on some of these games. They spent $200 million to put Suicide Squad on Games Pass. $200 million for that shitty game that nobody plays. I have to bring it up every episode. It's a thing. I just have to. It's just become my thing.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Anyway, so
it's on Game Pass?
Yeah.
I'm getting that shit.
Get it. Play it.
Get it.
You and two other people will play that game.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna stream it, and I'm gonna put your name in the title and
Do
say
it.
Mayonnaise Chase loves this game, and he told me to play it.
Yeah, I'm saying play the game. Play it. Do it. I fucking dare you.
I'll do it.
Anyway,
Tempt me.
so yeah, but that was the thing. So they're saying that so $4 billion, and then like I think it's I got an echo. I can hear my voice coming out of your screen. Anyway, they're saying that Xbox total makes $8 billion a year, so half of their money comes from Games Pass. That's a lot of eggs in the basket that I don't know if that's gonna hang around. We'll see. We'll see what Xbox does. They've been buying up all the cool toys, so let's see if they can fucking make use of them. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Here's that PSVR article you was talking about a minute ago. PSVR 2 players can access their games on PC with adapters starting on August 7th.
That's tomorrow.
August.
No, it's not. It's not. Never mind.
Yep. Close. It'll be tomorrow, the day before August 7th.
I was wrong.
Anyway, this is from PlayStation.blog, PlayStation.com.
That's pretty huge.
With PlayStation VR 2 PC adapter, players can expand their game library with thousands of Steam VR titles. So that's actually going to be really cool. So they've got a picture here where you can play Half-Life Alyx, which is supposed to be really good. I don't know. I haven't played it. I have a VR headset. I've got the Quest 2. It's fun enough. It's kind of trippy. I got an FPS game. It's called Contractors. It's pretty slick, but man, after you play for about 20 minutes and your arms are fucking hurting, your back hurts from like spinning around, and it's not the most comfortable way to play like extended periods of game. Just saying. I keep leaning away from my camera.
That's why I want to do just roller coasters and car ride simulators and
I've got a roller coaster one.
Or a bulldozer operator simulator where I'm just sitting down.
You should try. Well, I've got, it's actually kind of fun in a way. It's more inconvenient really because I have to clear out a spot that's big enough to fucking play in a room or whatever.
Yeah. And
it's fun. It's different. But I am able to access Steam on it now too. So I think VR is they've realized. See, everybody had their own VR headset. PlayStation had one. Steam had one. There's an HTC one. Now Facebook's got one, and they were all doing their own fucking thing. But the community wasn't big enough for them all to have their own thing. So now they're like, well, let's just bring all of our communities together and try to grow it that way. So no matter if you have a PSVR, if you have a Quest, or just a regular VR headset that plugs in your PC. They can all kind of play together now. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I said VR still not to the point where I want it to be. I want it to be able to tap a button and then I just fucking pass out and I'm in the game, and then when I log out I wake back up. That's what I want for VR. I want the fucking Matrix style shit where I just log in and I actually feel all of it, not just put a fucking sweaty goggles on my face and jump in place. Because that's what we have now and it kind of sucks. It always has. It hasn't really improved in the last 10 years. Graphics have gotten better, I guess.
So it's kind of funny because the stream's titled today Star Wars Burns, but Games Ignite. So
Right.
the new Star Wars Acolyte came out, and on the same day, a mobile game, which is actually really, really cool looking.
Yeah, I saw that. Like I said, I just wanted to make fun of the Star Wars fire thing, but I did see the Star Wars Hunters.
And I hate to just quote Jake Twitchin's stream every time I talk, but I'm gonna do it. Jake Twitchin also kind of brought this up while he was playing it. He played it on release day, and the thing he played it on Switch. The thing that really gets me is, what a horrible, like, imagine being the developer for this game, looking forward to this game being released, and a lot of people would be like, oh, it's good that they released it on the same day that the Acolyte got released, but actually, I mean, any other day of the year, you would have typed in Star Wars in your Google search when this game got released, and it would have brought up something about the game. But this day, you typed in Star Wars, it was definitely bringing up stuff about the Acolyte. So it kind of sucks for the people who made the game, because it's much like, and for the fans, because they're not getting as big of an experience with the multiplayer aspect. But it's a lot like what happened with Titanfall 2. It was just a bad timing for a release of a game. So we'll see how this game does, because quite frankly,
we got a drawer. Wait.
When a mobile game does bad, it still makes a shit ton of money, because we got to remember the mobile gaming industry is by far way bigger than console and computers combined and PC combined.
Well, that's just
so the mobile industry is making tons and tons of money. So when a game does bad, these people are still raking it the fuck in. Don't get it twisted.
That's why they made, even Diablo Immortal, the cursed fucking mobile Diablo game that nobody wanted to play, still made a shit ton of money. Just because you're right, you put it on mobile, and so I don't know. Honest to God, like I am really, fun. I am really confused to why PlayStation, Xbox, and all these people haven't just went to mobile. Like they're so fucking greedy and shit like that. It looks like
PlayStation is gonna make that be the first one to make that move.
Well, that's the thing though. But will they go all mobile? But anyway, I just had the trailer played. I turned the volume down so if you can't hear it, listen to it. So it's
interesting with the Star Wars title, because now you can play it on Switch, you can play it on your mobile phone. But that connection and that breakthrough is already there. So obviously you see now that on Switch you're.
But who wants to be a Star Wars fan right now? Star Wars hasn't made anything good in like fucking. When was the original trilogy? When did the original trilogy come out? And the last one was in what, the 80s?
Star Wars
80?
The hardcore Star Wars fans are eating up all this content.
They're not eating it up. They are not eating it up. Nobody likes this shit. That's why nobody likes this shit.
Fucking shows that are like wildly popular and become the top 10. Like a lot of people are talking shit about it, but these people, they don't watch Star Wars anyway. They're not really sci-fi fans in general, and they just like to hate on anything that's being generally hated on in the public. And now,
there's a lot of people that were fucking Star Wars fans and were way more
now, nerdy. The talking
and they don't make anything that's good.
Repeated all over the internet are let's hate on anything that's related to Disney
because they haven't made anything fucking good in fucking 20 years.
Like little parrots in their little parakeet perches. Disney bad.
What is anything good that fucking Disney's made? What is name one thing good that Disney's made?
Split when there's remakes and there's new content. Yeah. But the only thing is, the Star Trek fans, they don't hate 80% of their content.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
But no.
Anything that's been made the last 10 years fucking sucks, dude. Anything that's been made in 10 years.
That's the definition of a Star Trek fan. So, like, a lot of people aren't liking some of the new Trek, but that's fine. Star Trek was always ahead of its time. People didn't like Star Trek in the beginning because there was a kiss scene with a black woman and a white man on TV, and a black woman had a major prevalent role in a primetime show. And that was just too unacceptable, and they were breaking the boundaries at that time. Star Trek has never been politically correct for the time that it's been in. A lot of people don't realize that, and a lot of these nerds do, and they don't give a shit. Star Trek fans it's never been cool until recently to be a nerd, but even now, the current version of a cool nerd is not even real nerds. It's just whatever's randomly it's like, oh yeah, I'm fucking raging against the government, and where'd you get your fucking wardrobe? I got everything at Hot Topic. Then you're just a fucking another consumer, buddy. They just sold you a different fucking program, and you bought it and ate it all.
I've never bought anything at Hot Topic. How dare you?
I don't think they even have Hot Topics out here. But we've got fucking cowboy gear for people who don't even live on a ranch.
Well, that's just a style. Anyway, back to the point was sci-fi in general.
I love the shows and the newer movies. Oh, Country Boy, let's go!
Yeah, well, Country Boys are typically wrong, so it's fine. Now you can like whatever you want to like. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're still wrong, but you can still like it. It's totally fine. Anyway, what I was saying though, it's not even that they're ahead of their time or whatever. They don't hire good writers. They just don't. That's why none of these shows are good. Just this writing's fucking terrible. And then they try to shove this other shit down your throat. Back to the point. I don't care. I'm done talking about that. I wanted to point this out that I paused it.
Star Wars forever!
You're not letting me fucking talk!
Udini!
God damn it, you've interrupted me every single time I've tried to point this fucking thing out. You can have a jet, you can have the Force and be a droid. Is that a thing now? Look, we got a Jedi droid here.
Yeah, I saw that one of the guys you play with was a droid.
It's what I have paused here.
You can play as a droid, you can play as a Wookiee, and there were some other options.
Yeah, but...
And it's like in the art style of like the Clone Wars, the animated series, if you ever saw that. It's like that. It's like that. Those kind of...
Can you not see the screen?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're looking right at it. You're describing what we're looking at.
Well, you can't really tell from there that it's Clone Wars.
I can.
Okay.
Watching it move, I can. So, I mean, is it like an arena shooter, or is it going to be like a MOBA? What is this game? I don't really know.
Well, there's been droid Siths already, so we know that droids.
Was there a droid Sith?
Yeah, we know that droids in the dark and the evil side of the Force can operate within the machinery realm, and we've seen it on different levels with cyborg versions that are all with a little bit of a human, or at least a heart or a brain.
Ooh.
Or just there's a ton of examples.
Ooh, tell me. I honestly don't know. Tell me.
So the majority...
I remember Grievous had lightsabers, but he was more robot.
Oh, Grievous, yeah, General Grievous.
But he wasn't. He didn't use the Force though.
But the majority of everyone except the Emperor starts to meld the lines between totally human and mechanical. So every single one of the major Sith Lords, except for the Emperor, pretty much at some point starts to become somehow mechanical. So even Luke Skywalker, ends up having doubts and issues, and ends up losing an arm, and then gets a mechanical arm. So there's this play in between in the entire series where they're starting to realize the blur between humanity and our machinery, and so with the dark side, you definitely see that the people are usually relying on machinery at some point. It's also in Dune, the Harkonnens. That guy was only surviving because of his machinery.
This is fiction, right? Star Wars is fiction. It's a made up story. Okay, I understand.
Star Wars is not made up.
It's totally made up. This
is the history.
It didn't really happen in a galaxy far, far away. I promise.
It's got a real star chart.
It didn't. It didn't happen. I'm sorry.
The Force is real.
It's not real, bro. It's not real. But this comes from Reddit. Okay, so this is just a quick Google search for me.
Baby Yoda lives.
Can a droid be Force sensitive? Here is the answer. Been watching the Visions on TOB1. There's a childlike droid which lives with an ex Jedi and wants to become one himself. Later on, an Inquisitor does call him Jedi, but is confused because he's a droid. I think it's really interesting idea. Okay. Anyway, no, they can't. It really is that simple because they are robots. The Vision shorts are, for the most part, set in alternate universes where there are laws and things that are different. Ronin, for example. Okay, where did I read the actual? Um, where did I read that? I just read it and said that in the headline of this. Where did it go? In canon, droids cannot be force sensitive. The living force is powered by life itself. Midichlorians only exist within living cells. So, no, an actual droid cannot be force sensitive. According to George Lucas, the guy who made the fucking universe, midichlorians live in living cells. So, no. Cyborgs, different story. Cyborgs are part organic. That's the point.
In the Star Wars Legends story Star Wars Tales 1, R5D4 is revealed to be force sensitive and is nicknamed Skippy the Jedi Droid. In the comic, R5 malfunctions his motivator after seeing a vision of.
Like I said, it's fiction and it can be bent. You know what I mean?
The dark side force power invented by the Sith gives the user an intuitive understanding of mechanical systems and allows them to influence robotic constructs.
That's different.
So when we
that means
the
that's
light
different.
Side of the force, maybe.
No.
According to the canon, there's no.
I just read the canon. Midichlorians only exist within living cells.
Yeah, but even though there's a droid using the Force, according to its own canon, it shouldn't exist. The only droids that should be able to use the Force are the dark side droids. There should be no droids on the light
What
side.
you just read, though, means they can influence, means they can, like, technopathically control machinery with the Force. It didn't mean that the Force, that a droid can use the Force. Now, they may be able to use the Force through a droid, but it has to come from living cells. That's what Force sensitive is. What midichlorians are. And until, let me say this, until George Lucas or whoever he passes the actual legacy down says that midichlorians are force sensitive for the light side and nomochlorians or whatever the fuck they want to call them is dark side, and they abide by different laws. Midichlorians is the force sensitive. Now midichlorians are fucking stupid. We all know that. That's not up for debate. Midichlorians are dumb. But there's your canon. Like I said, alternate universes, it's fiction. You can do whatever you want, but according to the original trilogy, according to the original writer who made up midichlorians, they only exist within living cells. Therefore, droids cannot be force sensitive. I will stand on that point. Why am I arguing Star Wars? I don't even fucking like Star Wars.
It's still very unclear how these droids were able to access and manipulate the dark side of the Force, but it is very likely they used it as a sixth sense for identifying potential threats. Shadow droids. These starfighters were given the ability to touch the dark side by Emperor Palpatine, making them extensions of his will.
You're saying Palpatine diddled these droids? Touched them?
The Sith Empire used these... Sith war droids. The Sith Empire used these droids during the Great Galactic War, including the Battle of Alderaan and the sacking of Coruscant. It's still very unclear how these droids were able to access and manipulate the dark side of the Force, but it is very likely they used it as a sixth sense for identifying potential threats. So it sounds more like it was an extension of Palpatine's will. It wasn't...
Yeah.
Like, if he died, I bet you their dark side abilities would instantly cease.
Yeah, so he kind of grants them powers and, like, uses part of his own Force to give them Force powers, I guess. Which, that could make sense, because, it's space bullshit wizardry. I mean, like, it's, you can do anything. Some people can fly with the Force. Some people can see the fucking future. Some can shoot lightning. Like, thing. It's just made up fucking, it's just gobbledygook.
So once they found that, like, there's more stories that, most people don't know, but, like, there was magic before the Jedi, and the Jedi used the Force to counter these witches, and the Sith created the dark side of the Force based on anger and hate and attachment, and they were able to use that to fight the witches. But the witches are coming back or we're going back into that story. It sounds like.
So the
And
acolyte.
so we'll, like, find the origin of the magic.
Let me spoil that from what I've heard online. Right. So the witches, the coven, or whatever the fuck they're calling it, which is like this predates prequels, right? By like 100 years. Right. The acolyte's supposed to take place like 100 years before. So here's what
I think the Mandalorians fought them at some point. Like wiped them.
Well, out. I think I don't know. You get into nitty gritty stuff, but this is just what I'm hearing. It's like current stuff that I'm hearing about. So the coven, supposedly two witches, two women, create the twins, which are supposed to be the first Force users. So there's an immaculate conception of Force, and women made the Force, and it was just born from like two women whipping out their light scissors and fucking making a baby. I don't really know. That's what I'm hearing online. So, we'll see. I honestly, well, I won't see. I don't care. I wanted to talk about it because I thought it was funny. If you enjoy Star Wars, I guess that's fine. Just know. Yeah, a lot of it, they're not making it for you anymore. They're making it so they can jerk off on themselves about it. That's all they're really doing. They're just shitting all over these fucking old franchises that were beloved, just so they can. Just because they don't want you to watch it. They don't want white people to watch it. They don't
we
want
love it. I love the old movies, and I had a spiritual moment when I was at Disneyland and Disney World, walking through the Star Wars land. It was so fucking cool, dude. It was so fucking cool. The new ride. Okay, so there's this one of the newer rides at both Disneyland and Disney World. It's really, really cool. Basically, you're in the Millennium Falcon and one of those big, giant, huge triangle starships from the Empire.
Destroyers?
Destroyers. Fucking tractor beams you in the ship. And so you get into a ship and, it lifts off into space, and then you get tractor beamed onto a ship. And the fucking door the thing that you walked in after waiting in line and walking around and going into that ship, that door that you fucking walked in, when that door opens, you're on a fucking spaceship. Look, there's space everywhere out in the open, like you're actually, and there's like, that force field in Star Wars. It's just
it's a hangar bay.
And there's hundreds of fucking stormtroopers all lined up in front of you. Real life. At first you think they're like, is this real? Is it? And then you notice like one of the stormtroopers slightly move or whatever. And then they got their little fucking guns and they come up and they make you get out of the ship.
Why would anybody be scared of stormtroopers? They can't hit you.
They won't aim anyway.
They can't hit you.
And they make you walk down and walk past the stormtroopers or whatever. And they put you in these little cells where they're going to interrogate you and whatnot. And while you're in the cells, you can see one of the little windows way up at the top, and you can see like, I think it was Chewbacca and like Han Solo or whatever, like whoever it was, fucking, they were fighting with them and stuff. And then you're in like the little area that you're in, the interrogation room ends up moving out, and you're like, it's so fucking cool though. The moment when that door opens and you walk out, they did a really, really fucking good job of making it feel like you were really in a ship that just got fucking tractor beamed. And like the door that opens and you, holy shit, where'd everything go? Like, wow, that was fucking bravo, Disney. Bravo. That was like one of the coolest experiences that I've had anywhere, especially a theme park type thing. The other thing that was really fucking cool was the cantina in that little area, the Star Wars land area, World's Edge. They have a little cantina, and and there's a bar, and and it's really fucking cool, and it feels like you're in another world's bar. And there's fucking a robot droid band playing up there. And there's like robots by the bar, like making fake drinks for other fake things. It's like really fucking cool. And that music's playing and you feel like you're in a fucking other world. And the menu and the drinks are all fucking super crazy looking and cool. And that was really my favorite thing of like the whole entire trip was that cantina and that ride where you felt like you were actually getting tractor beamed on a ship. They did a really good job.
Cool. Sounds exciting.
It's my whole story.
Going back, I had this article pulled up, and then Country Boy had asked what we thought of game Senua's Saga. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't played this game. When the first one came out, critics and everybody really revved this game up. It wasn't. It just described the game to me just wasn't for me. Like it was
Oh,
a kind of,
Hellblade.
yeah. It was kind of a walking simulator. It got a bunch of praise. Everybody sucked this game's dick. They loved it, and then they're sucking the second one's dick. But nearly 90% of Hellblade 2 Xbox players haven't completed its story. This is from TrueAchievements.com.
Right.
Looking at global Xbox achievement data from Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 achievements, that reveals that nearly 90% of Hellblade 2 Xbox players haven't completed its story, which is pretty surprising considering it only takes around 7 hours to beat. Okay, so I saw between 7 and 15 hours. There's a lot of people logging like, oh, I beat it. I got 17 hours in the game or whatever. So, I mean, it's fine. I don't know. Length of game doesn't really matter. If it's a good compact story that takes 8 hours or whatever, that doesn't really upset me. I bitch about it sometimes, but it's fine. If they do a 5-hour game and it was shit, then that's not really an excuse for anything. It takes them 4 or 5 years to make a 5-hour experience, and then it's not good too. I know there's a bunch of Xbox fan bros out on Twitter and stuff that kept popping up on my feed that they were like, "Oh, look at Xbox's graphics; it beats anything that PlayStation did." And then there was a bunch of PlayStation bros that were like, "Well, fuck you! Look at what PlayStation's already done." And there's like this fucking dick measuring contest over this shit.
Well, if we're measuring, then every inch counts, and let me tell you, only 52% of Hellblade 2 Xbox players have even made it past the first boss. Now, when we talk about 90%, it's 87%, so basically 90%. 87%.
That's nearly 90%.
But 37% of Steam players have beat the game. Xbox players fallen behind here a little bit. Either way, only 52 have even beat the first boss on Xbox. How much is this game?
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you something here. Is this the problem with? Is this the problem with Games Pass? Okay, let me finish. Is this the problem with Games Pass? Because on Steam you have to purchase the game. I don't know what it costs. I think it's $50. I think. Don't quote me on that. I didn't look it up. I think I heard $50 at one point in time. Yeah. So you spend $50 on a game, you're going to want to get your money's worth. But if you're already paying the $20 or whatever it is for Games Pass, and you go, "Oh, Hellblade 2 came out," and you play it and like, "I don't really like this shit," and then they delete it because they're not really committed to that to your game.
Scroll down a little bit. There's a graph, and it basically shows that people are like, "Nah."
End up cheering your fight. Yeah,
as you go into the game, it's like, no.
Yeah, it definitely falls off. So, but so that brings up a kind of a valid talking point though, where I just said about the Games Pass thing. Microsoft is putting all of their eggs in this Games Pass basket, but is it really helping the state of games? You know what I mean?
You have so many options; it's easy to hop around.
Well, yeah, it's easy to hop around, but it's harder. It's hard to commit to a game like, you know what I mean. So
Especially in a
put your
ADHD world.
Well, I hear that, but at the same time, you know what I mean. Like, people are busy too. Like, I'm busy. I don't have time to.
It's clearly just a shit game. I mean, if 7 hours, people didn't do it. People gave up. If that is the level of completion on a 7-hour game,
supposedly
the game either sucks or just wasn't clear on how to play.
Supposedly, like, the opening cinematic is like 20-30 minutes long, where it's just like you just hold forward and walk through the scene. Like, you don't really interact with nothing. Like I said, this is just all hearsay. I don't know. It could be fun. It could be a fucking heart-wrenching story. I don't really know. It doesn't really affect me in any way. I just thought it was kind of funny that there was a lot of people who were like, "Oh my god," they were sucking this game's dick like they did the first one, and I'm just like, I don't really understand.
Now I'm interested in beating the unbeatable.
It's not unbeatable. It's just that people don't want to. They lose interest. And like you said down here, where it was saying that 37% of Steam players unlocking the End of Tyranny, which is the final boss. So
sounds like because they paid for it.
That's what I wonder, because they paid for it, and I wonder where they dropped off. I wonder if they started dropping off and they're like, "Fuck it, I spent $50 on this game, I want to finish it," and still got to the point where it was like, it's not even fucking worth it. You know what I mean? They were past their 2-hour return mark, but at the same time, you know what I mean? They couldn't return it, but they still didn't finish it. And I've got a shit ton in my library, a shit ton of games that I haven't completed yet. Like I'm not the fucking best at completing shit, especially when there's like 4 games or 5 games that come out at once. I'm still going back to Armored Core. Like I just dropped back into Armored Core. I'm in my game shuffle right now, just kind of playing a little bit of everything. I dropped back into Armored Core 6. I think I'm at the last boss now, and it's fucking me up. It's Dark Souls level. Like I beat it, I dodged, and it still fucking hits me, and then I run out of fucking med kits, and then it fucking kills me in its second phase, and I'm like, fuck. Kind of, I raged at it for about an hour and a half, and I was like, fuck this. Yeah, that's interesting. I had read this 90%. I see these headlines. I read the headlines, and then I like pulling up the articles because then I'm kind of surprised and live reacting to what the actual article says. I didn't know what they were actually talking about. I thought that kind of dropped into a good point though. So we'll see. We'll really see about Xbox games, Games Pass, and stuff like that. Because you think Star Citizen was an Xbox Games Pass game?
Well, that was a good game.
Was it though? So here's the thing. Like I see a lot of people didn't like the game. A lot of people.
Or am I thinking of Star Ocean?
No, Star Citizen was the Bethesda Skyrim in space shit.
Oh yeah, I have no idea about that
game. I thought you tried to download it or something through Games Pass, didn't you? My brother-in-law loved it. He's like, oh yeah, it's my favorite game. Actually, I play it all the time. He plays it on his handheld Steam Deck thing or whatever the fuck.
Really?
And he's like, because he works on riverboats and stuff. And I've heard everybody else is like, this game was fucking terrible. So I don't know, man. I watched the trailers and I was like, that's just not for me. I like space games. That one's not it. I was like, I'll just play No Man's Sky.
Oh, it's $45.
Which one? Which game?
Oh, it's free to play, but
which game?
Star Citizen. Yeah, it's free to play.
Did I say Star Citizen? Is that? It's no wait. Star Citizen is the different game. What the fuck was that game? It wasn't Star Citizen. Star Citizen's a different game than it's Star. What the fuck was it?
Star City.
It was a fucking Bethesda game.
Oh my gosh. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree.
Yeah, I've got that.
100 new weapons and over 10 boss
I've got that pulled up. We'll get to it in a second.
Oh, okay.
Starfield. That was the game I was thinking of. Star Citizen is the scam game that's raised over $700 million and still hasn't been released yet. .1. I've got some 5-star reviews. A lot of people were saying it was pretty dull though. So you want to jump into the Elden Ring stuff? We can do that. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree features 100 new weapons and over 10 boss fights. That doesn't seem like a lot of boss fights. A lot of weapons. Is 10 boss fights going to be enough? Or if it's like 10 unique boss fights and they did like what they did where you fight like in the underground prisons, or you fight like shadow clones of the bosses again, like 7 times or whatever. Fight Crucible Knights 15 times in that game. He's taking his dog out. I want to read this article with him, but he's taking his dog. Are you back? I got a headache right behind my ears, Mike. It's like aching pain. I've never really had that before. Yeah, so I got the article pulled up. Now, 100 new weapons, 10 plus boss fights. So what I was asking about was, is the 10, it's like 10 plus boss fights, like unique boss fights, or they're going to have like the underworld prisons where you fight clones of the bosses, where you fight them multiple times throughout the game. I bet it's going to be like that. This is from twistedvoxel.com. The upcoming expansion to Bandai Namco's entertainment from Software's Elden Ring Shadow of the Tree will feature 100 new weapons and over 10 boss fights. Over 10! Fresh details regarding the new weapons and boss fights in Elden Ring Shadow of the Tree come via a hands-on preview shared on the PlayStation blog. Based on the information shared, the upcoming expansion will feature more than 10 main bosses as well as additional side bosses. Okay. Defeating some of them is required to progress the story, while others are optionally available to challenge. As for the new players, it has been revealed that Elden Ring Shadow of the Tree will add around. Why 100 of them for players? Why are you saying the same thing 6 times in this article that you said in the fucking title of the article? See, you gotta take a drink. This isn't just limited to new weapons within the weapon type categories. You will be available in the base game. However, players can also discover 8 brand new weapon types. From Software has yet to reveal details on many of these weapon types. Though one available to try out is the martial arts category. This new weapon type allows players to engage in combat barehanded, as well as the Tarnished one gains the ability to dish out heavy punches and kicks to their enemies. That would be kind of cool. Be like a monk style build or whatever. The hands-on feature to access 2 main bosses. The first is the Divine Beast Dancing Lion, which is found in the Bullarat Tower settlement. The beast is fairly agile in its movement, like all fucking Elden Ring bosses, let's be honest, and can use a mix of elemental and physical abilities, which is all Elden Ring bosses, to damage your character and kick your ass. The second boss is the magic-wielding Twin Moon Knight, Crucible fucking Knight, one of the guardians of the castle Innis. Hey, Noose! Who can perform an AoE attack that unleashes magical blast upon the area. The boss can also use a combat. Yeah, fucking kills the shit out of you. Sweet! Elden Ring news. This drops this month, right? 21st?
Soon, yeah. Also, looks like from the last preview, we got some screenshots that fans have pulled up that shows a fan favorite location making its appearance finally in Elden Ring, a staple of the Soulsborne games. This coming from twistedvoxel.com. These cesspools are there to make the lives of the players more difficult than it already is. Of course, we're talking about poison swamps. Coming in contact with the poisonous substance adds to a bar showing up the buildup of poison. If the bar fills up, your character is effectively poisoned and will receive damage over time until the status wears off.
So, I mean, it's the same as the rot. It's the same as Caelid and the fucking Scarlet Rot pools.
It's
Poison's
the same.
Poison's different, true, but
it's different.
Yeah, poison's different and the same at the same time. It's just a different type of poison.
So it makes me feel like there's gonna be some new poison stuff going on. I bet you with the weapon. If there's a new poison,
why is there a pretty character? There's no pretty characters in the Elden Ring. First, they look horrible.
Don't you dare talk about the beautiful people of the Ashen Ones.
New armor set. So sword looks pretty dope though. Funny. Previously the entertainment software rating board. Why did I read that off? The ESRB rating classification for Elden Ring Shadow of the Tree revealed a detail regarding some of the boss fights featured in DLC. The game portrayal of gore includes collectible items featured severed fingers and tongues. Well, you have to pray to the finger-banging gods in the game anyway. Yeah, I mean, ESRB is like, oh, there's going to be severed fingers in the game. Yeah, no shit.
Oh, much like Elden Ring Swamp of Aeonia, Demon Souls Valley of Defilement, Dark Souls Blighttown, Dark Souls 2's Harvest Valley, Dark Souls 3's Farron's Keep, Bloodborne's Nightmare Frontier, and Sekiro's Ashina Depths. Elden Ring Shadow of the Tree also appears to feature a swamp that is bound to poison many a tarnished souls. after the expansion release on June 2nd. So not quite this month.
Oh,
In
that is
addition
this
to
month.
the-
That's literally 4 days ago.
Did it get postponed? How old is this? Is it out?
Uh,
In addition to the leaked images, official artwork from Elden Ring Shadow Erdtree also featured a new armor set that will likely be up for grabs in the expansion. Ooh, that's
yeah, but you just skipped over a giant thing where you said the game was out 4 days ago. It's not out.
It says, well, it's not after the expansion's release on June 2nd. That's what it says.
Okay, well, is it on Steam right now? June 20th. They typoed a 0. Coming June 20th, 2024. Wait, it is not out.
Not yet. And it's Tuesday, isn't it? Tuesday.
Probably is a Tuesday.
The Shadow of the Erdtree is set for release on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox 2, Xbox 3, Xbox 4, Xbox Series XIS, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series YSXX, Xbox, the original Xbox, Xbox 3, and Xbox 360, and
Actually,
also
Xbox ISIS?
Xbox XIS. Yeah, I don't know what I'm reading here. And it's also coming out on PC. If you got an Etch-a-Sketch, you can play Shadow of the Erdtree on your Etch-a-Sketch as well for only $59.99. It'll take 3 years to put in each frame. So it'll take you a lifetime, an eternity, truly, to play
I
the
figured
game.
out why
But
my head was hurting. Fucking sunglasses were pinching me. It was pinching me. So, okay, so we got trailer during Summer Games Fest cost $250,000. Now we know why there was all the layoffs. They had to make up the money for these ads they're going to put on Summer's Games Fest.
Summer's
For 1
Games
minute,
Fest.
it's claimed. So if you do a 4-minute trailer, you have $1 million. So just think about it. Think about it every time. This is from InsiderGaming.com. A new report from Esquire has outlined the approximate cost for running a trailer during Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest. Fucking Jeff Keighley, man. This guy. This fucking guy. He's okay. I don't really have any problem. The outlet says that, according to multiple marketing professionals, the Summer Games Fest main show will cost $250,000 for 1 minute, $350,000 for 1.5 minutes, $450,000 for 2 minutes, and $550,000 for 2.5 minutes. Give me one. Can I get a 1? Can I get a 1 now? Can I get a 2?
Can I get a 2? Can I get a 2?
How about a 3? Can I get a 3? Can I get a 3?
No wonder
can I get a 3
their
here? Can I get a 3 now?
Xbox Games Showcase is going to go for 2 hours. They got to sell all those fucking advertisements.
Yeah.
There's going to be 40 minutes of... They got 30 games. All right, we're giving 1 minute for each game. The rest of it's all advertisements, buddy. We know people are tuning in. We're going to tell them about all of our shit.
PR folks at larger studios say the trailer premieres are worth what they spend. The current pricing tiers make Summer Game Fest an unattainable goal for most indie developers and publishers. So it's all going to be AAA shit. What percentage of hype are you going to watch Summer? Are we going to watch Summer Game Fest? Do we want to go live tomorrow and watch Summer's Game Fest?
Are we going live? I don't.
You don't want to?
Not for Xbox. If there's anything awesome, we can.
No, Summer's Games Fest. It's not just Xbox. This is Summer Games Fest. This is from everybody.
No, I know.
Well, I will be live tomorrow. We're gonna live react to Summer Game Fest.
Oh my god.
Curious though, if you watch it with me or whatever, what do you think your hype percentage is gonna be?
I'm excited to hear about all of the games for the summer.
You don't sound excited to even be here right
I am excited to learn about the games in the fest, and I love fest.
now. I'm gonna say that
I'm a big fest.
I will be hyped for 10% of the games that they show. 10%. I don't know how many games it's gonna be. I'm gonna add them all up. We're gonna watch them tomorrow. I'm gonna add them up, and I'm gonna see how many I was hyped for, and see if I hit that 10%. 10% of games. I don't know if that's high or low. I really don't know. I am picky, but at the same time, a pretty average gamer. I play what's popular. I play what my friends like to play, and what they recommend me. Most of the time, that's what I play. If I see something interesting that catches my eye, I play that. But that's just how I've always gamed. If I get to a point where I don't want to play a game, I won't fucking play it. That's just all there is to it.
There is one thing I'm excited about. Earlier today, it was reportedly announced that Halo Combat Evolved Remaster is being worked on by Microsoft, and they're considering a PlayStation 5 release.
I saw that.
Another reason I might need to get a PlayStation 5, because anybody who likes FPS knows Halo was ahead of its time, especially Halo 3. I mean, the predecessor for all the FPS game mechanics that you see popular today. And so it's nice to think that after Infinity's utter failure to maintain its servers, that maybe something could be done right with the Halo franchise. I think the community's aging, but there's opportunity with the popularity of FPS and Battle Royale games to really strategically plant themselves back in the main front lines of the FPS community. And Halo has the guts to do it. I think that Microsoft, now being the owner, can really put them where they need to be. And it will be interesting to see if we get any of that content at the Summer's Game Fest 2024. Of course, Main Ace Chase will be live tomorrow with the live reaction. If we do get some Halo content, you'll get that reaction right here on mainacechase.com with a special broadcast tomorrow happening. Be sure to be here or else.
Okay. Xbox Game Showcase record rumored to run for 2 hours, featuring 30 games. The upcoming Xbox Showcase lasted for 2 hours, will feature 30 games. According to reports, Jeff Grubb of Giant Bomb shared his information during a recent episode of the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Grubb.
This coming from GoombaStomp.com.
Yeah, I was fixing to read the. Thank you, GoombaStomp.com. What a site, bro. Good name.
Goomba. Gotta stomp them Goombas, buddy.
That does noise. Stomp. While he cannot reveal details, the event will include several games that have not been announced before. 10% hype. 10% hype on me.
You know that little toy that kids have, and you pull the thing, and then the wheel goes around, it lands on an animal, and it goes, the cow goes, moo! And then it makes the noise. Yeah. I always like to do that with little kids and pretend I'm like, the cow goes, and they go moo. And I'm like, and I get them going, and I get a bunch of different little animals, and then I'm like, the rabbit goes. Huh? Common animal. I don't know the rabbit
goes. Fuck yourself.
What's the rabbit noise?
What's up, Doc?
Not to spoil anything, but the numbers I'm hearing are about 2 hours and 30 games. And at least a handful of those games are stuff we've never even heard of before. Well, if that's not a big fucking hype up, I'll tell you what. That you mean 2 hours of things I don't even know that exist yet? Sign me up and take my money. Shut the hell up and shut the door. We're coming in hard, boy. Yeehaw. In addition to titles from first-party studios like Bethesda and Activision Blizzard, the showcase is expected to reveal games from various third-party partners. Speculation suggests Gears of War and Doom.
This is from InfiniteStart.com.
Including updates to Starfield.
Yeah, so that was Starfield was the game I was talking about earlier. Amazon Prime Video to debut Like a Dragon Yakuza TV series this October. So this has been a really popular game.
Oh yeah,
Like a Dragon or Yakuza series.
the comedy in it is great. It
Yeah,
reminds me
it's
of
it's
Shenmue.
very campy. I haven't played it. I've watched a lot of people play them on streams and stuff. Very campy style games.
A lot of them are on PlayStation Plus, or they were.
Yeah. Well, they've had several of them out. Like the newest one is like Infinite, whatever.
Like a Yakuza.
Cool. So
Woo!
we'll see. We'll see what that does.
First time, like a Yakuza.
UFL
Got my
open beta on
tattoos.
Xbox. New football game backed by Ronaldo.
That don't rhyme.
Here.
But 30 games. Holy! Too bad we can't hear about any of all these new games there, don't you know, eh?
Oh, this could be cool. Hitman 3 VR Reloaded launches this summer as a MetaQuest 3 exclusive. You have to have the 3? Fuck it. Yeah. IKEA launches a virtual store on Roblox, not just Walmart now. IKEA is moving in. Get virtual meatballs. Another thing you get at IKEA, fucking meatballs for some reason. It's a weird.
When was this? Goomba. I went down the Goomba Stomp rabbit hole and I found an article from April 18th. And a remarkable shift in the gaming industry. Microsoft has surpassed Sony in terms of top selling games on the PlayStation Store. So Microsoft is selling more games on the PlayStation Store than PlayStation. Currently, Microsoft boasts 7 games in the top 25 bestsellers, compared to Sony's 5.
What games?
The dominance reflects Microsoft's strategic acquisitions
What games?
and diverse offerings. Titles like Call of Duty and Overwatch 2 continue to be fan favorites, consistently appearing high on sales charts.
They were already high
series,
on sales charts before Microsoft bought them. Bethesda was already probably high on the charts before Microsoft bought them.
The series also shows strong performance, possibly boosted by the recent buzz around its TV adaptation.
That's what I'm saying.
Notably, Fallout 76 and Fallout 4
they cheated. Those don't even count.
Well among PlayStation users, indicating a broad appeal. We're looking at Call of Duty,
that's
NBA
bullshit.
2024,
That's bullshit.
MLB The Show, Madden 24, Helldivers 2, Overwatch 2, EA Sports 2024, WWE 2K 2024,
2K,
GTA V,
2K,
Roblox, Sea of Thieves, Rainbow Siege 6,
Sea of Thieves is
Destiny
Xbox.
2, Apex Legends, Fallout 4, Honkai Star Rail, Dragon's Dogma 2, Minecraft, Fallout 76, Genshin
Xbox.
Impact, Stellar Blade, Grounded, Rise of the Ronin, and Smite 2.
So the ones that you said there were 7 or whatever, those are all. None of those are actually they're Xbox now because Xbox bought them. They bought Bethesda, they bought Activision, they bought Blizzard. Activision, Blizzard, same thing.
Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded.
Minecraft, and they bought Minecraft a long time ago.
Showing the
Sea of Thieves. It's expansion is one thing. Sea of Thieves was an Xbox exclusive. Minecraft was never an Xbox exclusive. Call of Duty was never an Xbox exclusive. But Fallout was never an Xbox exclusive. None of these games were ever Xbox exclusives, but they're trying to take credit.
They're just Microsoft titles that are doing better than PlayStation titles on PlayStation.
Yeah, well, it's like somebody coming in and buying a restaurant and going, "Look at what I cooked."
But let's
look at what I cooked that the chef made already. It was already making this, but look what I did because I bought it. It's a stupid article.
I
know, but it's a dumb article.
Well, it's not dumb. It actually makes sense why Xbox is focusing on becoming more of a platform, because their games are doing better on other platforms.
So they're games
focusing
now
on the platform aspect.
That's semantics at this point. Like, it doesn't. Their games are doing good because they bought the studios. Their games were already on PlayStation's top 5s or 10s or 20s or whatever the fuck they are, because they were good games. But here's the clincher. Will Xbox be able to keep these going? I fucking doubt it. Because look, so Starfield, great example. Starfield was the first game Bethesda has released since Xbox had bought them. It did not do well. It didn't do well.
I mean, it looks like people are buying PlayStations more than Xboxes so they can play Xbox games on a PlayStation.
That's also probably true. I don't know. Like, I hate arguing this console shit anymore. I really do. It's getting tiresome. But that's
There's no argument. Xbox is dead, bruh.
It's not dead. They're just spinning.
They're not even releasing the next. There's not going to be another Xbox.
I think they come out and said that they were going to do another Xbox console.
Oh, I thought it was going to be third party to 3 different.
Well,
companies.
I think they're going to have third party versions, but I think they said they were going to make their own too. We'll see. We'll see.
I'll tell you right now, ain't no Xbox allowed in this house. Not while I'm still alive. I like Xbox. I don't like the controller. And Octopath series now available on all console platforms and Xbox Game Pass.
That'd be kind of cool.
Another big win for Xbox.
Well, we'll see. They paid a lot of money for it to get on their platform.
Flip flopper. I'm like, Xbox is dead. They're buried. Up and another big win for Xbox.
You're such a shill.
Oh my god.
You need to get sponsored real bad. Give me a
Ladies
cut.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, tonight's stream is sponsored by Mechanically Pre-Chewed Food. That's right, it's the food that's chewed for you. The average human wastes 7 years of their life simply chewing their food. Regain those missing years of your life. Mechanically Pre-Chewed Food.
That actually reminds me. I have a YouTube bit that I want to do real bad that I come up with.
Uh-oh.
Make a YouTube video out of it, like an infomercial style.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Basically, yeah, I'll tell you about it off stream. It's pretty funny though. I want to do it, and I want to collaborate and get a bunch of people together. I just need clips, and then I'll fucking edit it down, and do like the voiceover, or maybe find somebody else to do the voiceover for it or whatever. But
yeah. So I did make a website, ellipticus.com. Only the first page is actually customized to me, yet their other pages aren't. So don't click on any links and expect anything to happen. But I did make ellipticus.com a brand, and I'm working on why I did that. But I bought the website for $12 a year. You can buy a URL. So
here's the thing: you gotta watch that.
Technically, nobody can buy a URL.
You gotta watch that.
Any .com that you're on, anywhere you're at.
Yeah, you lease it.
MSN.com, they don't own that. Yahoo.com, they don't own that. You can't own the domains, the URLs. You lease them. And there's technicalities with big corporations where they can prepay for extended amounts of time into the future and basically set it up. But literally, if someone drops the ball at one of the most popular URLs on the internet and someone swoops in for $12 a year, you can get a URL.
You got to watch that though. So I have bought some URLs before in the past, and they'll charge you $12 a year for the first one, and then
then it's 20,
and then they may jump to 20, and it may jump to 50 or 100, or like it may jump way up to the $12. You got to kind of watch them. Days Gone 2 will never happen as a Sony. Sony wasn't a fan. Days Gone 2 will never happen. Oh, okay. That was a fucking weird way to read that. There was a game on Sony. It was an exclusive first party. It's on PC called Days Gone. It's saying that the sequel will never happen because Sony wasn't a fan. It didn't really perform that well. Honestly, wasn't really that good of a game. No real worries on that one. Embracer boss Moles increasing the price of video games beyond $70. Have to pay out that moolah for games, and then nobody will buy the games no more. Take-Two is quietly killing Private Division. This is from IGN.com. Take-Two is quietly killing Private Division. How Grand Theft Auto Publishers' indie label is dying a slow death behind the scenes. In recent weeks, reports have surfaced that Take-Two is shuttering Kerbal Space Program to a developer Intercept Games and Ollie Ollie World developer Roll 7. I've never heard of any of these. That's probably why they're shutting down, because no one fucking knows what the shit is. IGN has learned that not only these closures are imminent, but they are part of a larger move by Take-Two to either sell off or shut down entirely of its indie label Private Division. Yeah, man, I don't know about any of this shit. That's probably why they're trying to sell them, is they don't. Nobody fucking knows what they are, so they can't be making any money. Shit article. Done with that.
Something I saw that was kind of funny. There's a game called Multiverse, and it was developed by Player First Games. And apparently,
Oh my God.
there was a quote unquote bug in the game where you could use real life money to purchase extra lives. So, in this latest update, which happened, I guess, today or in the last day or two, the game's latest update addresses a bug where players were given the option to purchase extra lives. This coming from TwistedVoxelAgain.com with real money. Players First Games further clarified that this was not an intended feature. So how do you accidentally bring up, I don't know how, in my game, it gave an option for you to put in credit card information and directly bill you from a menu that said purchase extra lives.
We were playing around with the point of maybe being able to charge you for some of these things. We forgot to take it out. We forgot to do a debug accidentally on purpose. It went straight into our bank account. We linked the account. It's not. We can't return the money. Sorry, it's already been to return the accounts. You're gonna have to sit on hold for 77 minutes. Listen to ding dong dee beep beep. It's fucking shitty ass music. Yep. Yeah, I mean, continue, please. Sorry, I just wanted to interrupt with that bullshit.
Well, yeah. So the game's been full of bugs, and tons of bugs. Some of the bugs were trying to be addressed, but before the game was even released on July 10th, which is when it's supposed to be released, the actual mode called Rift, in which multiple difficulty levels are available. The toughest difficulty level, called Looney, was accidentally made available prior to its official arrival on July 10th. Players were therefore able to access it and get an early look at how they would be able to get more lives on this setting. It turned out that extra lives could be purchased via Gleamium, Multiverse's in-game currency that can be bought using real money. The bug that let players access the Looney difficulty in Multiverse has since been patched out by the developer, though the text claiming players can purchase extra lives is still present. So they literally, someone typed it in there. For a bug, it's rather odd that it's accompanied by UI text, user interface text, that explained it as a feature. It's possible that Player First Games had originally conceived it as a feature, but decided not to add it last minute. As is often the case with last minute changes, this canceled feature may have accidentally found its way into the game via the recent update. So it sounds like a horrible shit game, and the people behind it were just looking at ways to make micro purchases.
So do you know the controversy that was behind this game when it initially, because they launched a beta months ago,
Okay.
like 6-8 months ago, something like that.
Well, there's a lot of cartoons in there.
Okay, so let me show you this. It's a black man. Call the police.
Oh no. Oh my god.
So this is actually Velma's like ultimate attack or whatever. She calls the police, they arrest your character, and then they throw you off the screen as the arrest. This can happen to any character, but you can also play as LeBron James from Space Jam sequel that nobody watched. So there were just things like, oh my god, it's so racist they arrest a black guy or whatever. I just thought it was funny. I'm glad somebody saved this. I'm glad this clip still exists on the internet because it's fucking hilarious.
That's pretty. So that got a lot of controversy.
Yeah, I think they've since edited that out. I don't think you can't call the police on LeBron James anymore. Maybe they just changed their superpower altogether.
Yeah, and I guess there's an Iron Giant. The developer mentioned that updates are still in the works and that he'll be returning to battle sometime soon. The studio plans to add performance improvements, end of game stats, the option to turn off team colors, and other features via future updates. So none of that's getting fixed right now, so don't expect it. Wow, multiverse, so crazy.
Oh, we rattled through the news, bro. Pretty eventful. So I'm definitely gonna live stream the Summers Game Fest if I remember. Definitely try to remember.
Well, before we before we end tonight, I want to talk about a dearly beloved subject that I know is close to your heart, Chase. Of course, it's Suicide Squad. Rocksteady is reportedly looking to recover from its Suicide Squad ordeal. This coming to us from GamesRadar.com. With the return to its roots, a new single player game. Rocksteady might be planning to bounce back from its suffering action adventure shooter sequel shooter Suicide Squad. Kill the Justice League with a new single player pitch. The game would ideally return Rocksteady to its roots. Bloomberg writer Jason Schreier says in a June 6th report, that was today. Investment analyst Doug Kreutz later tells Bloomberg that I think Rocksteady will definitely get another at bat with publisher Warner Brothers Games, hopefully with something more aligned with their demonstrated talents. Rocksteady's acclaimed Batman Arkham series indeed focuses on slick single player adventure, establishing Warner Brothers' morose comic book hero as a stealthy genius with gritted teeth. The Rocksteady Batman wasn't exactly a Christopher Nolan martyr. The Dark Knight trilogy's mid 2000s release schedule loosely overlaps with Rocksteady's, but he wasn't far from it either. Rocksteady took him seriously, making Batman the kind of quiet and complex video game protagonist you wish you could hear, thinking like Dead Space classics Isaac Clarke or Metroid's Seamus. All that to say he's memorable, and through its Arkham games, Rocksteady soon became synonymous with transportive solo gaming. Even after a few delays, Kill the Justice League couldn't manage to drum up the same steely charisma for its four-person co-op format. GR Plus editor-in-chief Josh West thought the multiplayer, which also has a solo option, was an empty open world, and that its characters lacked individuality. Schreier reports that the game struggled under Warner Brothers' tricky expectations, and Rocksteady's execs seem to have pushed developers to become familiar with live service online multiplayers because that was what Warner Brothers was after. Over time, the leader's visions kept morphing, most notably switching from an emphasis on melee combat to heavily focusing on guns, Schreier writes. The change left some staff members wondering why protagonists such as Captain Boomerang, what a great name, known for fighting with his namesake weapon, could suddenly pivot to gunplay. Ultimately, Warner Brothers appears to have a $200 million dud on its hands, but a new IP could be exactly what Rocksteady needs to get back on its feet.
What? Okay, so Rocksteady made the Arkham series. Those were what they've become famous for.
And so, single player games, yeah.
Well, they were single player games or whatever. But Rocksteady's made Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. They made those games. That's what they were famous for. Knowing that, what franchise do you think they could use to get back in people's good graces? What do you think would be? I don't know if
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, normally.
Well, it's got to be Warner Brothers' most popular.
Because I'm just too cool.
Hi, Eli.
Hey, what's going on?
Roommate says hi.
Some of Warner Brothers' most okay, so let's look at
right here.
Some of Warner Brothers' most successful film series include Harry Potter, the DC Universe, Batman, Lord of the Rings, and Monsterverse. Barbie is the studio's highest-grossing film worldwide, earning $1.4 billion. So I mean, if I was looking at, and I'm not smart, okay, but if I was just looking at the numbers here. Baby. If I was just fucking looking at the numbers here and I was at Warner Brothers and I was saying, make us a game, I mean, it's clearly obvious Barbie would be the game. $1.4 billion it's made worldwide. Out of Lord of the Rings, out of Harry Potter, out of DC Universe, out of Batman, out of Monsterverse, out of all of those.
You talking
its
about the
highest
movie?
grossing film was Barbie. Yeah.
I'm not talking about Barbie.
Dude, they need to make a single player Barbie game where you go around and do Barbie stuff.
I mean,
I bet you it'd be fucking popular. Barbie Simulator.
you know they make Barbie games, right? You know that's a thing already.
Oh. Well, does Rocksteady?
No, Rocksteady does not. But I think it's hilarious that you went with the movie route. Okay. I'm not going to fault you for it. I was just thinking of all the WB...
Warner Brothers, most popular...
all the WB characters they could use that they could try to make a superhero style game or whatever out of. It didn't have to be superhero style. Like they could pivot away from superhero style. They could do a. They could. I don't know what you would make a Barbie game that would be appealing to most audiences that people would enjoy. Like I really don't. I mean, I don't know. I really don't have a clue. Like it doesn't really interest me enough to stir my brain up to think about it.
It's because you're not a Barbie girl in
I'm
a
not.
Barbie world.
I'm definitely
wrapped
not.
in plastic.
I'm not made of plastic.
You're not fantastic.
I'm pretty fantastic, but not.
I'm pretty fucking fantastic. Actually, you take that back. I'm pretty fucking fantastic, all right? I might not be a Barbie, but I'm pretty fucking good over here.
So,
Clash of the Titans, The Matrix, the Lego Movie, Suicide Squad, the Dark Knight trilogy. So out of all of the top movies that they had Harry Potter.
I'm not okay. Let's not talk
DC
about
Universe, Batman, Lord of the Rings,
let's not talk about
Barbie, The Matrix, Clash of the Titans, the Lego Movie,
Matrix.
Suicide Squad, and the Dark Knight trilogy.
Bro,
what
if
did they go
would-
with? Suicide Squad.
Okay, The Matrix.
Yeah.
If Rocksteady made a Matrix game, that would be pretty. That could be pretty fucking dope.
A single player Matrix game.
Yeah. Yeah, you could. Well, I mean, I don't know what stories you could tell that already haven't been told in the movies or whatever. But well, see, that's kind of the cool part about video games and comic books, which is why I asked about comic book stuff. In the way that, so you can branch off and tell a story that doesn't really, because canon is kind of loose in most comic books. Like Bruce Wayne becomes Batman because his parents died, and then it kind of branches off into different directions. The Arkham universe, it loosely ties in with the animated the 97 animated series. It's not one for one, but a lot of the characters and even voice actors and stuff reprise their roles from the animated series into the Arkham verse or whatever, the Arkham series. So, giving that, what I'm saying is, if you was to make a Matrix game, could you tell a different spin on the Matrix story that doesn't follow what the movies say? Would that piss people off if you did say, okay, look, Neo becomes Neo. You know what I mean? Like, he's still going to be the one. But instead of all this other shit, this drama shit between this world and this world or whatever, dealing with that, and then what inevitably happens at the end of 3, what if they went a different direction and focused more on some kind of infiltration or something like that? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
They hired Monolith Productions to make a Wonder Woman game, and apparently it's in trouble. It's in a troubled state.
Well, okay, but I was talking about Rocksteady. We're talking about Rocksteady.
Oh, I thought we were focused.
We were talking. I asked you. You
we
went
got
off reading other articles while I was trying to have a conversation.
More live service, mobile, and free to play games.
Well, yeah, I mean, and they make money, but doesn't mean that gamers like them. That's kind of the problem with it. I think they make a lot of money, but they don't actually. Gamers don't actually like these. They sell a bunch of them. Yeah, we need a real gamer on this podcast.
They've announced Xbox confirms its Game Pass June 2024 Wave 1 lineup. We did talk about how Octopath's got to be on there, the Callisto Protocol, and Still Wakes the Deep as well. Some of the highlights.
Deep.
And of course, Octopath.
That's what the ladies call me. I'm gonna get a soda. I'll be right back. Go ahead and continue.
IGN gave them a 9.3. They said Octopath Traveler's beautiful style and outstanding take on traditional turn-based combat make it a game that pushes JRPGs forward rather than simply paying homage to the greats. Octopath Travelers 2 review scored a 7. Octopath Travelers 2 is a very enjoyable JRPG sequel that feels a little too safe and familiar. Moving on, Depersonalization for PC hits Game Pass on June 12th. It's a tabletop role-playing game inspired by Call of Cthulhu, the rich branching narratives. Then on the 13th, Isonzo, cloud console and PC, will be added to Game Pass. This authentic World War I first-person shooter is set on the Italian front. IGN's Isonzo review returned a 7 out of 10. They said, Isonzo is a well-made shooter that welcomes all comers to its gorgeous mountainous World War I multiplayer battlefields, though a lot of that approachability and familiarity comes at the cost of period authenticity and distinctive gameplay. So some good, I mean, if you're into World War I games, you're there for the period authenticity. You're there for that experience. Otherwise, you'd be playing any other shooter game. So it'll be interesting to see how that game gets its reviews, with IGN giving it a 7 out of 10. By the way, it's like everything IGN fucking reviews is like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, unless they're paid a lot of money, and then it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean
Protocol.
That's not news. Let me ask you something though.
This is the Dead Space spiritual successor, the Callisto Protocol.
Yeah,
that
supposed to be
will
like
be on the 13th. Of course, IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. They said the Callisto Protocol is a satisfyingly gory spiritual successor to the Dead Space series, but it's ultimately more of a striking modern mimic than a scary new mutation. So it doesn't sound like a 7 out of 10 review after you read what they said.
That's
Finally,
what a lot of the
last
reviews
one
sound like to me.
is Still Wakes the Deep, which I've never heard of. Rounds out Wave 1 on this Game Pass. This horror game from the studio behind Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is set on an oil rig off the coast of Scotland. They do have an official reveal trailer, but I'm not interested. So anyone into horror games, that'll be on the 18th. So we got Octopath Traveler 2, Depersonalization, Isonzo, the Callisto Protocol, and Still Wakes the Deep. Out of all of those games, the only one that I'm semi-interested in is, of course, the old school retro one, but I wouldn't play it. I'd rather watch people play those JRPGs. And then, of course, the Callisto Protocol, because it's sci-fi, it's based in space, and the Dead Space series is a great series. But the review sounds brutally honest. The Callisto Protocol is a satisfyingly gory spiritual successor to the Dead Space series, but it's ultimately more of a striking modern mimic than a scary new mutation. So nothing too exciting there.
So, I had said a few weeks ago about using the news as kind of a jumping off point to talk about opinions and stuff, which we go into sometimes. But I was kind of wondering, so I think we've kind of gotten through all the news. I don't really want to be a news recap show all the time. Like, I want to use the news to kind of spin off conversations. That's basically what I wanted to try to do. In which we've done. Several of the conversations have sparked, like we've talking about the Xbox Games Pass stuff or whatever. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Is just trying to spark conversations off of these news articles, because we're just reading the news. I'm not a news anchor. I'm just a podcaster. Or I'm just a YouTuber with a camera. To be honest. Anyway, like and subscribe. And with that, so I think Summer's Games Fest tomorrow. I'm definitely going to try to live react to that. I'll pop up.
Yeah, we've got some good things coming up. We got that tomorrow.
Next Thursday is the 26th, which marks a half year of podcast. I need to I need to send out a bunch of messages and see if I can get. I would really like to get like 4 guests or something. Like just have like a panel show, like 4 people or whatever. We just tell stories about being on Twitch or whatever the fuck. We don't have to read the news. It doesn't have to be a concrete thing that we do that with. Whatever. I want to reach out. I want to get some guests on. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I may get too sidetracked and not get any invites out. But I'm going to try to send some invites out, invite some people on con. I think I talked to Nim about it. I think I'll get Nim on. We need to follow up with Jake Twitchin. I know he was kind of busy this week with his schedule stuff. He schedules a lot more shit than what we do. So maybe harder to get him on. I don't know. There's a couple other streamers I need to reach out to. I'm going to try to get a good panel show. We'll do something fun. I don't know. I may come up with some trivia questions or some shit. I don't know. May kind of switch up the podcast. That's basically what I wanted this podcast to be, was just an open discussion between nerds and geeks like us who play the
Game
games.
Fest tomorrow. There's also PC Gaming Show, their 10th annual summer showcase. That'll be on the 9th, which is, what is that, Sunday?
Yep.
Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific. So what is it, 3 p.m. Central?
I work this weekend, so I don't know if I'll be home by that time. We'll see. Maybe I will.
You can catch it live on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Steam, and Bilibili, which I've never heard of before until this moment when I just read the word.
What is Bilibili?
Bilibili, one word. Bilibili. 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 I'm looking it up.
B-L-I? B-I-L?
B-I-L-I. Bilibili. Oh, it's Chinese or something.
Bilibili.
Is an iconic brand and leading video community for. Oh, what happened here? Oh, China. Bilibili is an iconic brand and leading video community with the mission to enrich the everyday lives of young generations in China. Bilibili.
Young generations.
There you go. Never heard of it. Because I'm not in China. But I'm learning. Learning more every day.
We're an hour 45. I am wiped out. As I said at the beginning of the podcast, this is tired ace chase today. We started out good though. Thank you, Country Boy, for hanging out, jumping in, subscribing again for the 4th month. Great, love to see you in.
Dude, I made it. I used it officially. That art you made across multiple platforms. People are messaging me that the AI art looks so good.
Nice.
Yeah, he ran some of my pictures through AI and made me look amazing.
I saw you sent me one of them or something.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, this is clearly AI. It's way too beautiful to be Eli.
I should have woke up like this. Ooh woo.
Yeah. Oh no, we got a bot. Why can't I just ban these?
I already banned.
Thank you. Banning on Streamlabs is a fucking pain in the ass.
Well, before we go though,
Give it shout outs. Yeah, so we got Shadow of the Erd Tree coming out this month. 2 more weeks. I bought Enshrouded. It wasn't very fun to play by myself, so. What are you typing? Enshrouded was fun. It plays. I don't know if you're familiar with Valheim. It's kind of like Valheim. It's very like voxel, based where you can kind of dig into the ground survival game, like open world survival game. There's the Shroud is like this like fog, this like creepy fog or whatever, and once you go in it, like you have a timer that counts down, and you can go in for supplies, but you have to like get in and out before your timer ticks away too fast. Some shit. It's pretty neat. I played it for a little bit, and I was like, well, okay, I'm kind of bored of this now. Oh, yeah, we got a TTS. I wonder what he was typing so fervently. I don't know if Tangy is. Oh, it is.
Oh, no volume.
I can hear it.
Only you can, though.
Oh no, it didn't. It cut it off. It only has so many words.
It didn't play.
Great, really though, like serious. Eat that, Melania. Eat that and love it. Love it a lot. Thanks, Jason. Have a great time. We'll come back. 10 out of 10. We'll recommend. I don't have a great Trump impression. I'm working on it. But yeah, apparently there's like a character limit. I think you went over it. It was good though. It was a good one.
We'll have to fix it so the stream can hear it next time.
The stream couldn't hear it?
No.
Fuck. Why? Why could I hear it? Why was Tangia?
It's like I think Tangia might be on monitor only or something.
I fucked with the damn sound settings and it fucked me up. Like I tried to. In doing it, I thought I was making my life easier. It turns out making it way fucking hard.
Who are we rating?
Sound settings suck. Buddy? Alright.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning
Oh, hey,
in. By everyone, I mean Country Boy 42. Anyone lurking, of course, we love you, and I hope that everyone has an amazing week. We will see you next week.
So we can raid Jake Twitching.
6.
Yeah, I guess.
Which is kind of a lot of episodes.
Half a year, man. Half a year's worth of episodes.
We had a lot of views this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
A few
16,
people in and
17,
out.
18, 19.
I don't know, man. I want to try to grow this. I need to work on like doing more shorts and stuff, I guess, and posting them to YouTube or TikToks or whatever the fuck, and try to grow that way. I don't really know. I'm bad at it. Shorts and stuff. I'm terrible trying to edit that shit because I just don't think about it. I shut this podcast off and my brain shuts off too at the same time. So
Cool bear emote.
I wonder if I should just edit our fucking podcast live on the podcast while you read the news. That way I'll know that I'm fucking doing. I don't know. Not it. Well, anyway, yeah, come back again next Thursday. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get a handful of guests on from different walks of life. Video will be on YouTube. I think while we're watching the Games Fest, I'm gonna try to get the video uploaded to YouTube. I want to try to get back to doing. Man, I've slacked off. I haven't done fucking thumbnails in forever. I'm just fucking bad at it. I need to start doing the thumbnails again.
It's not really dark behind me. It's just it just deleted the background.
Yeah, cool, man. Thanks for another great one. Like I said, we'll be back again next Thursday. Check me out again tomorrow. I'll be back here tomorrow on Twitch. I'm gonna live react to the Games Fest trailers. I'm saying 10% hype for. I'm gonna be hyped for 10% of the games that they show on in this fucking thing. I don't know how many games. If they show 100 games, only 10 of them will I like. If they show 10 games, maybe one. I'm just gonna say 10% hype. I'm gonna add them up. I'm gonna get a fucking tally mark out, and I'm gonna check off all the games that I like, and a total of all the games. We're gonna find out what my percentage is. So, cast your bets. Cool. Yeah, like I said, thanks again. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you, Ellipticus _ Country Boy in the chat. To all the other viewers that might see this. Like and subscribe. Follow me on X, Twitter X, Twix, places. And one of these days we'll get over to podcast networks. That can be something else I work on soon. Love you. Bye. What were we right here? Yeah, what are we raiding? Is that a raid? I should make a command for this. Make our shout out raid command or whatever. Anyway, we're still talking. Hey guys, thanks for checking out another episode of Intelligent Aces Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube and go follow us on Twitch and X. And all the rest of our socials will be posted down below. Thanks.